G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared by Pickleball Australia, Australian Pickleball Championships have secured a venue for the next 4 years. In an email just sent out from Pickleball Australia Association, PAA, Pickleball Australia are delighted to announce that the Australian Pickleball Championships have found a home on the Gold Coast for the next 4 years, 2024 to 2027. The Gold Coast community has embraced our fast-growing sport, with pickleball clubs and communities springing up all over the coast, and now the city has secured the right to host the sport's biggest competition, the Australian Pickleball Championships. The 4-year deal will see professional and amateur pickleball players descend on the Gold Coast for 6 days every October from 2024 to 2027, with numbers expected to grow year on year, starting with close to 1,000 players in 2024. Pickleball's popularity has exploded across the country, and we're excited to be part of the sport's exceptional growth by hosting its premier event on the Gold Coast for the next 4 years, said experienced Gold Coast CEO John Warne. We're proud to be able to add pickleball to the city's already diverse and vibrant calendar of major events. These mass participation sporting events don't just provide a significant economic boost for the local visitor economy, but showcase our incredible destination to the rest of the country at the same time. Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate said that as the city with the largest pickleball association in Queensland, it made sense to hold the national championships here. Pickleball is booming around the country, and nowhere more so than right here on the Gold Coast, where some of Australia's top pickleball champions live and play, said Mayor Tom Tate. We can't wait to welcome the 1,000 plus players and their supporters to our city for the first time in 2024 for this 6-day festival of pickleball. Give me a paddle and let's see what all the fuss is about. The 2024 Australian Pickleball Championship will be held at KDV Sport in Carrara from 2nd to 7th of October, with the sport and lifestyle facility set to be transformed into the official home of pickleball over the 6 days. KDV is a premier location with 18 tennis courts, padel courts, golf course, golf driving range, mini golf, gym, spa and sauna, pool, restaurant and accommodation. Pickleball Australia are delighted to bring the 2024 to 2027 Australian Pickleball Championships to the Gold Coast, said Brendan Lee, Executive Officer, Pickleball Australia. The Gold Coast is the perfect location for our pickleball community to come together to crown our nation's best and celebrate Australia's fastest growing sport. As we close in on 10,000 official members nationwide and approximately 30,000 participants, we know our members from around Australia and the world will flock to the event to experience the festival-like atmosphere and test themselves against Australia's best. The Gold Coast is home to many of Australia's top opens, senior, junior and para pickleball players, including 2024 Australian Pickleball Championships ambassadors Sarah Burr, Dion Ruetti, Jenny and Raymond Ware and Oliver Gray. The 2023 championships saw more than 700 participants compete at Blacktown in Western Sydney, and we believe we will see the 2024 event eclipse 1,000 entries and set a new Southern Hemisphere record. Second thing to know, as shared on Pickleball England's Pickleball 52 website, European Pickleball League British success across the board in Hampshire. Stage 3 of the Peak European Pickleball League landed in Hampshire over the weekend, and with over 200 entrants became the most popular stage of the tour so far. The English Masters was the third stage of the 2023-24 European Pickleball League in an 8-stage tour that will eventually see the 32 top-ranked players in each category descend on Porto in Portugal for the final. The next event is not due to take place until May 2024, so this was the last chance for some time for players to boost their rankings as they look ahead to the final stage in just over a year. As the only stage to be hosted in the UK, there was plenty of British representation and a fair bit of British success over the course of the weekend, with 7 of the 8 available gold medals going to players who featured in last month's English Nationals. Day 1 of the competition saw Thaddeus Locke win the women's singles title at the first time of asking after not featuring in either of the previous stages. She saw off Karina Rands, runner-up in the singles at the second stage in Elche, to claim top spot here. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Theo Platel took top spot, beating Vicente Lopez in the final. Tom Turney took home the bronze and was the best performing Brit in the draw. Day 2 was gender doubles, which saw British success across the board. Lewis Laville and James Chaudhry, after facing each other in the final of the men's doubles at the Nationals, this time teamed up to defeat Lauren Varndell and Anakin Owen in the final of the men's bracket and claim the gold. In the women's draw, Thaddeus and Pei Chuan Kao took home the gold medal, with Pei claiming her third win in the European Pickleball League after winning the women's and mixed doubles at Stage 1 in Porto. They beat Sarah Chamillis and Jess Wilson in the final. And on day 3, Lewis and Pei secured another win as a mixed doubles pair, following on from their Stage 1 win in Porto and their national title secured last month at Bolton, defeating Theo Platel and Evie Kenner in the final. This marked Pei's 4th gold of the season so far and a remarkable 6th for Lewis, who looks to have all but booked his place in next year's final with less than half of the 7 stages played so far. The European Pickleball League will next stop in Madrid in May 2024, so the rankings will remain frozen for some time, but with tournaments coming thick and fast following the Madrid stage, it is sure to be an exciting end to the 2023-24 season over the second half of next year. And if you've come this far in the update and are watching or listening on LinkedIn, Spotify, YouTube, or Facebook, please be sure to dink that like button so it can be found by and shared with other fellow pickleballers. Third and fourth things to know, as shared on the Dink Pickleball newsletter, Homes of the Pros. A sport geographer has released this map depicting hometowns of the PPA Tour's pro players. The map reveals areas which are clearly well suited to pickleball professionals' lifestyles. It may not be the most accurate. For example, we know all of the below players are from Utah: Elise Jones, Megan Dizon, Chuck Taylor, Spencer Smith, Etta Wright, Tyler Loon, Kelly Jo Smith, and Austin Gridley. Florida is the state with the most players, 12, followed by Texas 9, California 8, Utah 5, and Missouri 3. Florida and Texas account for half of the players. California is no surprise. The state contains 12% of the country's total population, so you'd expect more than one pro to call Cali home. Also, the weather is notoriously fair, and it's only 2 states away from pickleball's home state of Washington. Utah, this is the state where pickleball is most poised to grow in terms of both interest in and access to the sport. Plus, it's a regular tour stop on the PPA Tour and home to the Tournament of Champions. Even entry-level pickleball fans could probably guess at Florida leading the pack. Constantly warm, home to several major pickleball companies, and interest teeming in most of the state's city. Naturally, it ranks the highest. So that leaves Texas. What's so special about the Lone Star State? Apart from the usual weather niceties and its somewhat centralized location, Texas is home to Dreamland, the outdoor sports complex dedicated to pickleball in Dripping Springs, founded by Steve Kuhn. Sorry, Northeast, if you do have any pros, they aren't playing in the upper echelons just yet. Fourth thing to know, the Cavaliers are national champs. The Duper Collegiate National Championships took place last weekend in Georgia. 36 schools from around the nation competed in a Major League Pickleball style event for scholarship prize money and bragging rights. Last year's champs from the University of North Carolina were favourites entering the event alongside the number 1 seeded Utah Tech. Both teams went undefeated through group play. Following group play, the top 12 teams entered the playoffs. It was in the semi-finals where the scrappy University of Virginia, UVA, squad upset Utah Tech to advance to the finals. The finals were held between the University of North Carolina and University of Virginia. It took 4 doubles games and a singles dream breaker to decide a winner in the finals. Pro player Colin Schick and the Tar Heels were the first to 20 in the dream breaker, but could not secure the winning point. In front of a raucous and divided crowd full of students and supporters, UVA rallied back to win the match 23-21. Congrats to Connor Burns, Eli Mountner, Laura Lee Singsack, and Alexandra McDonald from UVA. Paddles up.